Hello? Alright. Hey everybody. Welcome to episode 23 of Jeremy Makes Stuff. I'm sure you can see from the background behind me here, I'm in the garage. It's slowly been growing with the collection of tools I have out here. And one of the big purchases I made, which I talked about a couple episodes ago, was the lathe from Harbor Freight, the big one. They've got 3 different lathes. They've got a mini lathe, mini wood lathe, the large wood lathe, and a small metal lathe. So when I went looking, what I really wanted was the desktop lathe, the smaller lathe, and it had a 25% off coupon, but none of the stores near me had it on sale. Or not on sale. None of the stores near me had it in stock. So that was disappointing. But one of them did have the large one in stock. And with the coupon, it made it out to be about the same price as the smaller one at regular price. So it kind of worked out in the end. And I've been having a lot of fun with it, learning a lot of stuff. Now, let's see here. I'm on my laptop. I feel like the camera's kind of choppy here. I'm using my same camera, but it's connected to Wi-Fi and all that kind of stuff. And I have pretty good signal here in the garage, but I'm not sure how it's coming through in the video. But anyway, I'm going to switch over to my laptop screen, which right now you'll see OBS. I minimize that. And I'm going to kill the music. This episode 23 is sponsored by Foey, a Brazilian musician, artist, DJ, producer guy. He's got some pretty awesome music, lots and lots of tracks. He's been a sponsor for a little while, and letting me use the music here on the channel, which is pretty cool. So anyway, in the garage, since this is sort of a different setup than usual, I'm going to show you what I have going on here. I do have the camera here, laptop here, which you can see. Also, I'm actually using my Switch as a monitor. So I do see that, the video is working and stuff. And if I turn it up. So anyway, in the garage, I don't know if you can hear that. There's about a 30-second delay. Anyway, it's just a visual representation so I can see. Normally I have the multiple screens, and I can see when like my camera freezes or whatever. So anyway, having some fun with what I have out here. So as I was saying, I got the lathe, and I've been playing with some woodworking stuff. Let's see, let me go back here. I've worked on some wooden coasters, as you can see here. There's multiple species put together here for some. It's not really inlays. It's I guess technically this is segmented turning, but all the segments are just lined up together. I don't know. Anyway, multiple types of wood, different colors. Some coasters turned out nice. I've done some small bowl-like turnings, practicing how to do that. And let's see. I've got various, pieces around like that. I haven't tried anything big yet. But one of the things I did notice is while turning different things, like I did a ring holder for my wife. So, at night, going to bed or while doing the dishes or whatever, you got some place to put your ring so that you don't lose it. But while turning all these different things and practicing with these different pieces, there's just tons and tons of shavings and sawdust. So one of the things I wanted to look at, so one of the stores nearby here, a woodworking store called Rockler, and they've got some really cool stuff. I've shopped there many times. Spent quite a bit of money there. They have a system where you can connect a shop vac to this piece that attaches to the lathe so that while you're working, it pulls all the sawdust and the shavings away. And let's see, that's the actual lathes. What do they call that? Lathe dust. There's dust something. Yeah, there we go. This dust collection system. Okay. So it's on sale right now for $47.99. I've seen it for $60 in store. And it's a pretty cool little system. You know, it's got this piece that attaches to the, well, here, let me pull up a picture of the lathe that I have. Whoops. This one. Oops, lost the camera. All right. So, this is the lathe from Harbor Freight. And the way this lathe dust collection thing works is this piece down here, where the pin goes down with the plate below it, goes into the spot here where the tool rest is. So there's a gap right there, and the tool rest and the end stop. Can I zoom in on this? Yeah. So you can see this kind of gap right here. The tool rest and the end stop both fit in that gap, and they've got a similar system where there's a plate on the bottom that holds it tight. So this is just a plastic scoop, kind of on a stick, on another stick, that then attaches to the lathe, and it has this hose that connects to the back of it. Seems pretty simple. Worth $60? Maybe. I don't know. You can see here the setup in some of their photographs, how it just sort of scoops around the piece that's being worked on there. And up under, so this here, in this picture, they're turning down a pin, and you know the scoop is actually under the piece, so all the sawdust and the shavings are going to fall below. But there's a lot of things that you can buy for $60. So, and this looks like it's just a piece of plastic plus the tube and the stand here. So I was thinking I could probably design and 3D print my own, which would be similar in style, of course, but, you know, not exactly the same. Plus, this is set up for a certain size hose here. So even if I did purchase this one, I would have to 3D print a hose coupler, because my shop vac has a much smaller hose end on it. So I know we're 5 episodes in on the, or 4 episodes in on the Wi-Fi controlled piano player device, and we're still going to work on that project. It's just this evening I decided, you know, wanted to take a break from that one and look at some stuff in the garage. I've been spending, you know, some time out here working on stuff, and I think this is a nice upgrade that would work well with what I'm doing. Also, I have been shooting some video out here on some different projects, like doing the coasters and a few other things. I've got a cool little dice box I'm working on. I'm just over here strapped in and gluing up. But I am gonna do some videos from the garage soon. They're gonna be edited like the episode with Tiger, because I mean, these projects usually take a long time, a couple of days or whatever, and since I don't have my secondary monitor set up out here, I don't see anything coming in on the chat. So if you ask a question or something, I'll check periodically here in Streamlabs. But I don't know if there's a way I can pop that out, maybe? Let's see. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Oh, or maybe that'll work. I can put that off to the side. I don't know. Okay, there. That way, if anybody says anything, I'll be able to catch it and see it there. So, anyway, yeah, we're still gonna finish the Wi-Fi controlled piano player project. Just taking a little break from it, and try and see about a couple of accessories for the lathe. Another one I'm interested in looking at designing. I didn't actually see on Rockler or at Rockler, but there's a journal, a magazine, the Woodworkers Journal, and when you sign up for a subscription, they give you this PDF of like 250 of the best woodworking tips from their previous issues of the magazine. And Elliot over at I always get the name wrong. What is Elliot's channel? I feel so bad. Revamped Outdoors. Yeah, so definitely check out Elliot's YouTube channel, Revamped Outdoors. He does a lot of cool projects with 3D printing and woodworking and making fishing lures and stuff. Using on the Wi-Fi controlled piano player project, we used Mesh Mixer, and that was inspired from a video of from Revamped Outdoors where he used Mesh Mixer to design a frog lure. I've also chatted with him a few times about different stuff with you know, the woodworking and 3D printing and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, so I was chatting with him about this PDF book of 250 best of wood turning tips from this woodworking magazine, and he was like, "Oh, that's like YouTube before YouTube." You know, you get a magazine in the mail, and it's got some tips in it by all these different people. So it's kind of funny, a neat comparison there, sort of the YouTube of the old days. But anyway, so got off track there a little bit. The thing I saw in the PDF though was a tool tray that fits down on the lathe, in the same track here, with a wire mesh like chicken wire top, and the tools sit on it, so that if the shavings are flying everywhere and if your tools are out, they'll get covered in the shavings, and then you know it's harder to see what's going on and find the right tool and whatever. But it's just a way to keep the tools within reach and somewhere where the there's a hole in the chicken wire, so the shavings will fall through, and just keeps the tools clean, and it's easier to find things and stuff like that. So that's another thing I saw that I think might be neat. But so first things first, though, I'm gonna try and make our own dust collection system here, and for that, I thought about trying to use Autodesk 360. No, sorry, AutoCAD 360, but I'm still not as confident in my abilities with that, because I just haven't used it a lot. There's a lot of math and stuff involved, and which is cool, you know, but I didn't want to have to be looking up tutorials while doing the live stream and all that at the same time. I mean, we did some of that last time with the ESP8266, and I felt a little bad about that because, I mean, you can go read a tutorial on your own. Uh, why would you want to watch me read a tutorial, you know? So instead of going with Autodesk 360, I am going to use good old Tinkercad. I'm all signed in. And as usual, it creates a weird name. This one is called Fabulous Wolt. So, Fabulous Wolt. If this works out, maybe I'll have that printed as a sticker and put it on the side of the dust collector. All right. So, what I'm thinking is I want to kind of put this together in 3 pieces. So right now with the scoop they have, and right now I'm specifically talking about the scoop. With the scoop they have, it's a single piece, it slides onto this bar. And what I'm thinking, just because of the way things are going to have to be printed, and there's the hose connection and all of that, I think I'm going to split this into 3 pieces. So there's a center piece with the hose connection and then 2 outside pieces. And what this also means is I won't have to design 3 pieces, though. I can design 2 pieces, and one of them I can mirror because the 2 sides will be the same. So, back over here. So first things first, I've got the name of the tool that just escaped my mind. I swear, every time I start to talk about something, I lose my vocabulary. Let's see here. So we have a couple people watching. What is the name of this tool? I'll pretend like I'm not crazy and didn't have a long day at work, and I'm testing you. What is the name of the tool? So first off, the inside, we don't have to care about the inside because the outside is what fits into the other end, right? So like, you know, it goes in there, and it's a compression fit because of the thickness of the slope and thickness of the pieces. So the inside diameter of the hole doesn't matter, but I am just going to measure it just to know. Oops. There. And that is 12 centimeters. Is that right? Yep. 12 centimeters. Okay. Thought I'd shifted it. So that's just good to know. Inside diameter is 12. Outside diameter is 14 at the tip here. And down here on the thicker end, it is 16. So if we were to model the end of the shop vac here, let's see, can I do different sides of the cylinder? No, I cannot. I don't need a cylinder. What I need is a cone. Yeah, with a top radius and a base radius. So the base radius, say 16, and the top radius 14. And what was the length? You know what? I measured that incorrectly. That wasn't 14 centimeters. It was 14 millimeters. 1.4 centimeters. Oh, I can't do... Can I? Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, that's better. Zoom there. Well, that's interesting. Okay, the grid is snapping at 1 millimeter. But this isn't millimeters, this is centimeters. I'm crazy. Or this isn't... I had it right the first time. Let me go back to 14 and 16. So those are centimeters. And the length... Yes, those are millimeters, not centimeters. Drop the ruler here. The length here is 80 millimeters. So what we have modeled there is the end of the hose. And then we want to make the backside, hey, it's radar. This is micrometer. No micrometers here. Tiger, yes, calipers. Good job. Radar said it was kind of hard to see. I have some large micrometers. Used for working on motorcycles. I have, well, I don't know. Maybe that's the same name. But yes, I've always called these calipers. And Michael says, use the imperial measurement system, America. Well, I could, except Tinkercad is a little bit easier with millimeters. The centimeter readout is on the side closest to the end I'm using. And Simplify 3D, I have it all set up for millimeters, so it all just kind of millimeters out. And I know you're teasing with the all caps and everything, but still, there's some method to my madness. Not much. There's a lot of madness, that's for sure. Yeah, just kidding. I know. So, for the back end of the scoop, we want to model the same as like the hose extension, right? So this is going to be the small end here, where on the hose it was 14 millimeters inside. Oh, actually that's a little bit smaller, but that's okay because these are the hose extensions and they go deeper. So anyway, that's interesting. I guess that makes sense. So they go deeper, so it makes a tighter connection between. See, Tiger says micrometer. Oh, micrometer is the other pronunciation. Oh, I was saying micrometer. Yeah, I'm crazy. Thank you for the correction. Okay, so anyway, that's interesting. But yeah, the other end of the hose extension is smaller because it's going to go into the next hose extension and it's going to go in deeper for a tighter fit. Makes sense. So, okay, anyway, the inside of the large end is, again, 16 millimeters. So I'm going to make another cone, and I'm going to make this one blue for no specific reason. Let's see, the base radius is going to be, what did I say, 16? Yeah, 16. And then the top radius, let's see. This is gonna need to go a little bit tighter and then go into the large open area. So I am going to, let's see, maybe two centimeters. Yeah, 2 centimeters. All right, I've got some notifications going off or something here somewhere. Oh, it's on the phone I use as the camera. Apparently Facebook has decided to send me all the notifications from the last 6 days. That's crazy. Okay, so what did I say? 2 centimeters. Let's see. Isn't there a way to hide this right panel? No, move this over here. Two centimeters is 20 millimeters, and the top radius will go down to 14. Whoops. Yes, that's 20. This is 14. And so that is the size of the hole, right? So I'm going to make another cylinder, just copy paste, turn it back solid, make this a little shorter, or not shorter, but just a 1 millimeter lower, and line those two up. And this one, I'm going to do, what do you think, 2 millimeters thick? Let's see, how thick are these? Yeah, it's actually 4 millimeters thick. And I just realized I've done something horribly wrong. On the calipers, when it's at 0, it's inside this circle at 0. And then when I measure out, the number is still in the same location, but I was taking the measurement at the end of the line for whatever stupid reason. So I need to remeasure everything. That's okay. And like I've said before, this is why I like to do it live, to show, people make mistakes. Nothing's perfect. And it's okay. So start with the inside measurement is not 14 millimeters. Let's see, where am I going? It is 28 millimeters. That makes a lot more sense because 1 inch is like 25.4 millimeters, I believe. And that looks a little bit more than an inch on the end of the hose here. So that's just crazy. I'm crazy. It's been a weird last 7 days or so, but that's okay. Okay, so what was the outside diameter at the top? That needs to be 30. And the bottom is 32. Oh, at least the 2 millimeter difference is still the same. Hey, Sajesh, how's it going? So let's see, the top was, yeah, the top is right at 3 centimeters, and the bottom 3.2. So 32. Let's see. Michael asks, is there anything you're going to use to seal the connection? Well, much like Rockler's dust light system, and you can't really see on the back here, but on the back here, this just kind of fits on good, their flexible hose to the back of the plastic piece. My hope is much like the shop vacs extension pieces, is it'll just slide in and make a good friction fit. This seems to work good enough for when I'm vacuuming up the sawdust and shavings right now. So, you know, that's just seems to work good now, and that's just how all my other accessories work. So, but on the actual three pieces we're talking about, well, we'll get to that in the design, but I think what it's going to do is it's going to scoop back and on the back have a wing, and it'll line up with the other side. It'll also have a wing and maybe a nut and bolt back there. So we'll see how that goes. Tiger says, why not start with a parametric adapter from Thingiverse and modify that? I've never used a parametric adapter from Thingiverse. Let's see. Maybe in the connectors section? I don't see anything about hose clamps. Oh, you said from Thingiverse, not Tinkercad. That's a good idea. Search shop vac. There's a hose adapter. Straw adapter. That's kind of cool. Oops. There's a search vacuum. Oh, okay. Yeah, here's a bunch of customizable hose adapters. That makes sense. Ooh, I just saw something really cool. Check that out for a drill press. A little vacuum attachment. That's neat. All right, got sidetracked. Let's see. Check my little monitor here. Okay. Well, so it looks like the chat is appearing on the screen, but it's kind of like half covered up. Let me see if I can adjust that. Oh yeah, look at that. Wow, that's better. Transition, so it'll show up. There we go. Now you can see the full chat of everybody else, and it'll be locked in the video for anybody that watches it later. Okay. I'm still going to keep it up above my picture, though, so I can see what's going on. All right, let's see. So, customizable hose adapter. Connect shop or household vacuum hoses, any diameter tool with any size around tool ports. Cool. Okay. Well, let's do that then. Tiger's got all the best ideas. Let's see, let me switch back over here for a sec. All right. I don't want to accidentally type my password in the plain text box or something. Whoops. Huh. Didn't even type my correct password. There we go. All right. Open. Tiger says, look for the rectangular one. that makes a lot of sense, right? Because this is a rectangular piece that's kind of rectangular, right? Swear Thingiverse seems like it's gotten slower and slower the last year. Sometimes I have to even stop it and refresh. Like that right there. Okay. Let's see. Large end, small end, adapter stuff. Seems like there should be a setting here for the shape. Let me go back. Oh, these are all circles. I thought this one had the different shapes in it. It was just different sizes. Search for vacuum again. Oh, this one. I remember seeing this one when this one was the design of the day or whatever, when they got the star. Yeah, featured thing. I don't even think I had a shop vac back then. All right. That's a lot of parameters. All right. Base diameter, the diameter of your vacuum cleaner pipe plus clearance. So the diameter, the vacuum cleaner pipe plus clearance, and right now they're at 34.6 millimeters. So 34 and a half-ish is a little bigger than mine. I'm gonna come in just a little bit, maybe to, let's see, because mine was right at 32. I'll go to 33. Oh, that was 34.6. I swear my eyes saw 36.4. I'm gonna go down to 33. Oh, okay, I can't type. I have to use the slider. 33. Base overlap. I think, what did we say? 30. Oh, yeah, that's what's there. Base chamfer length between nozzle and base. Sure, 30 sounds good. Base thickness. This is how thick did we say this was? Three millimeters. Disappeared. That was strange. Oh, and I think my camera stopped. Yep. There we go. Material thickness at the base. Yeah. Show me 3. Show me 2.9. Okay. Nozzle length. So we want this to be as close to the scoop as possible. So that's going to plug in. It'll chamfer another 30 centimeters or 30 millimeters. Micrometer. That's a pretty long chamfer, though. I wonder wonder if maybe I should bring that down to 10. I don't know. The great thing about this, okay, I can go down to 20, is we'll be able to 3D print multiple versions if something doesn't work out. Nozzle length. I don't really want a long nozzle. Smallest this will go is 50. Preview disappeared. There we go. That's kind of weird. But okay, so the nozzle outer. Let's see. I'm just gonna move some numbers around here. Let's see what that does. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Does that look like it took away the well, I guess it chamfers out now, right? Okay, so how big should it come up to? 50's not bad, especially since, you know, I want to do it in 3 parts. Nozzle fillet radius. That's one thing about these customizers. Since, you know, you can change the settings and stuff, it's real easy to do a large change and see the difference. See what the settings are doing. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave that at 1 right now. Nozzle thickness. See, the base thickness is 2.9. I mean, that's a pretty good thickness there at 3 millimeters. I'll go 2. And nozzle chamfer A. Let's see, what is this? Those are both at 0. I think that was, yeah, that was that slide there. Hey, come back. And I don't know if you guys can hear, since I'm out here in the garage, it's a little more in the open than in the second story office, but I think the house over behind us are having a party or something. I don't know if y'all can hear some of the music playing in the background or the people having a good time. Let's see here. I guess it went away. Is it going to come back? Okay, there we go. So I wonder, I mean, I understand why the nozzle has a chamfer for, like, you know, the pieces like this, because you want to be able to put it flat up against the piece, the floor or whatever, with the hose still going up. I don't think the nozzle chamfer makes a difference here. So, oh, Michael says not a problem. So I guess you can't hear the people. That's cool, I guess. I don't know. They're having a good time. Okay, so I'm going to leave that at 0. I'm going to hit create a thing. This will be a good starting point, I think. And I think maybe, yeah, that'll be a good starting point. Just hit create thing. My customized vacuum tool. That's fine. Publish it. That's fine. I don't care. I'll go to my queue. Go to my, okay, it's going. So while that's doing that, it may take a few minutes. Just delete these. So, like I said, what I'm thinking is, suppose this is the current piece that the customizer is. Oh, good, it's done. Well, I guess I'll just pull that in. Tiger says, seems triple width would be better. Triple width of what? Oh, you mean the scoop should be 3 times as thick as the vacuum hose? Oops. Or the nozzle should be 3 times as thick as the bottom connection? Rectangle, not square. Well, yeah, it'll be rectangle. Like I said, I think I want to do this in 3 different pieces. So essentially, let's see, what did that end up being? 50 by 50, right? So another 50 by 50. Line up over here, buddy. Yeah. Bring in, Tiger says cutting in Tinker. Got it. Yeah. So I'm gonna, put the 3 together like that because the customizer values, I don't know if they were gonna be able to work out exactly how I wanted, and I want to customize it some too, just because. And I was thinking as well, I might add a thin guard in here too. Like you can see the belt sander here behind me. The bottom side of it has a hose connection for the shop vac, and when it's running, you wouldn't want the end of the shop vac to hit the sanding belt. So there's actually a guard there, and the suction from the hose keeps it up against it and pulls the dust out as it's sanding pieces. So I wonder if maybe I should add just, a small something there, since the chamfer goes out now, right, instead of in on the other piece, like here we go. Here, when it gets inside, there's actually a stop point where it can't go any further, both from the thickness of the taper, and from it's actually up to a lip right here on the inside. I mean, you probably can't see it on the camera, but it actually slides up to an end. So I don't know, maybe end up adding a lip or some more cover there. Let's see. Well, Michael says, not to distract, but gotta show this off. All right, I'm gonna click on this, but if this is inappropriate in any way, don't get me in trouble here as I'm live streaming on YouTube. Printed with a MakerBot. All right. That sounds safe. If the image will load. Oh, nice. That's cool. Sort of a claw knife design there. Did you design that as well? Also, I don't know if you know this, but you got somebody peeking in over your corner, over your shoulder. Oops, not that one. this one. Okay, so let's see. I like this chamfer and the angle of it. So I think what I want to do is leave the top and the bottom, but actually take these sides off and then angle off of the chamfer to get to the width I want. So I'm going to make a hole. Let's see, Tiger says Karambit. Was that a question for Michael about his knife print? And Michael says it was with help from a friend when I was working at Turbo Squid. That's cool. Speaking of helping with coworkers and working with coworkers, I have a coworker whose birthday is approaching soon, and we were discussing previously about a really fancy looking phone stand and charger that I've been working on setting up for him. So may be able to get that 3D printed by his birthday. Should be a pretty cool present. I felt like that jump was too big. Right there. Nope. There we go. Across. Now let's see. So basically, I'm shaving off. I need to come lower, but the sides after the chamfer, and I feel like let me try 4578. And I'm going to align these two. Something else I found out recently, well, previously in Tinkercad, I had trouble getting things aligned because, like, if you have 5 or 6 things selected and there's one of those things that you want to get everything aligned to, it seemed like there was some magical way that you could select the items so that the one you wanted was the one everything got aligned to. What I figured out was if you have multiple items selected and you hold Shift and you click on one of the, you have multiple items selected and you've activated the align tool. If you hold Shift and click on different items, you can see the alignment points move. So it's, I figured out how to switch between. Let's see, Michael asks, what sort of engine are you using to power this? Watts, HP? I have a shop back here. Let's see. I am not sure what the size of it is. It's a model SL14-600C. What did I say? SL14-600C. 6 horsepower. 6 horsepower? No. 6 gallon? Um, 12 gallon, 6 horsepower. Yeah. That sounds right. And that looks right. So, yeah, it's a 6 horsepower peak, which does not mean that's how much horsepower it has. And they do not operate at the peak horsepower shown. So it could be 4 or 5 horsepower maybe. Actually got it a pretty good deal. It was half off because the box it was in got wet. But the shop vac itself and all the accessories were fine. So that was cool. Hey, Stinger's here. Yeah, chat overlay with your dragons and owls and what is that, a Nessie, I guess? How's it going, Stinger? So, and apparently it's been discontinued. I've had it for a little over a year. Yeah, year and a half. Well, let's see. I had it during or after Harvey. So yeah, about a little over a year. So let's see. What was it? Oh yeah, I was aligning these. So yeah, apparently I figured that out one day by accident. If you select multiple items, choose the align tool, and hold shift. Camera stopped again. Hold shift and click on which one you actually want to align things to. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I want to align this to the center of the hose. And I want to make sure that it's a clean cut there along the line. So I might make it just a little bit bigger than the hole. Let's see. Radar says, I'd be so tempted to see how to hack it and get more power like overclocking. Yeah, I regret not purchasing 2 of them so I could have one to really screw around with, you know? Oh, hey, it's Flip. Man, everybody's stopping by tonight. How's it going, Flip? Let's see. So I think what I want to do to make sure that this doesn't leave a notch is make the hole just big enough that it's touching the faces on both sides. So it'll actually cut off a little bit of the face. So let me go all the way to 46 and realign. So let's see, you can see there the face is actually covered now too. Let's see. Ooh, the inside chamfer, because of the thickness of the walls, the inside chamfer is getting cut off there now. So I need to raise it up because what I care about is the inside chamfer, not the outside chamfer. That's a weird word to say. Chamfer. Yeah, there we go. So if I combine those two, it shaves off the sides there. It's not bad. So then, let's see, what was the thickness of the top piece? Let's see, nozzle thickness 2.1. So let's go here. And this 50 is right. This, I'm going to go to 2.1. And I just want to line it up. Right there. Just cross over the curve there. I know we told it 2.1, but I feel like it's actually like 2 or 1.9 or something. And you see the visual artifact there where the walls meet. See on the top, when I move it, there's sort of a glitch look to it because they're on the exact same location. But in the front, the red is very clearly further out. And on the back, the gray is further out. Radar says it's Ray Liotta. Oh, you're talking about the picture, looking over the corner of your shoulder in that picture. Yeah, Ray Liotta, a co-worker, put in my office after put a "You Don't Say Nick Cage" picture in his office, a random place. That's funny. You know, I have a friend that went to New Orleans on vacation one time, and he ran into Nicolas Cage, who was there. I don't know if he was filming something, what he was doing. Nicolas Cage, not my friend. My friend was just there drinking. He ran into Nicolas Cage, and then saw. I don't know if he saw on the news later that night or heard about it or something, but apparently, Nicolas Cage got into a fight at a bar that same night after my friend ran into him. But it wasn't my friend, so. Oh, he has a house in New Orleans. Well, there you go. Okay, cool. So I think this is lined up right because you can see when I move it. Maybe you can see. Zoom in a little bit. Oh, there's kind of a glitchy effect here where the red and the gray meet. That's because it's the graphics are trying to draw it, but they're in the exact same spot. So when I go to print that, it won't be an offset. So it's a little trick there. I'm going to bring this, whoops, oh, undo. I'm terribly good at setting something perfectly and then screwing it up. Let's see, Stinger says, you prior briefly owned a LaLaurie mansion. He has a giant pyramid tombstone. Crazy. That's one thing that's always been interesting. I don't know about interesting to me, but definitely strange to me. To think about seeing your own headstone with like a birth date but not a death date on it. It's kind of weird. Let's see. Don't know if he still has a house here. This was during the era when Millennium Pictures were regularly shooting those crap movies he starred in. Crazy. Well, apparently, he had a few hurricanes and wanted to fight some dude. So since the center hose piece, well, no, I don't want to do that. I was gonna say let's just make it 150 and it'll be one wide piece, but I don't know. Do I want to print this in one print, or should I do it in 3? You know, I can always split it up later. I'm going to go ahead and do it in 1. I've got that lined up. Oops. Yeah. So I'm going to duplicate that piece, which for some weird reason duplicates off the x-axis or whatever. Center there. There. Nice. See, Radar says I'd do it in 3 as long as you have dowel connections. Well, I was thinking about that too, right? I mean, on their design, there's these 3 hooks. I know you mean the dowel connections between them, right? Like a peg in between the pieces. But they also have these hooks that go on the rod that it's resting on, so that it can be, scooped up under a piece, or pulled out front of a piece or whatever. And something I was thinking about was, if it was done in 3 pieces, if I'm working on a smaller something like a pin, I could take the 2 side pieces off and just have the center piece and have it up in there between the chuck and the end stop. That's not a lot of room to get the vacuum close enough. If it was done in 3 pieces, I could disconnect the 2 side pieces and just use the center. We're doing something longer, like a baseball bat or a table leg or whatever. I am going to make a baseball bat someday. But it reattach the 3 pieces together, and it's got that bigger scoop to it. Let's see, is the camera still working? Okay, cool. So, yeah, I agree. 3 pieces. Oh, no, not 150, back to 50. But what I can do then is duplicate those 2. Just slide down here. That looks pretty good. All right. Now I'm going to come off of this chamfer piece and add a steeper scoop out to the side, and then I'll trim off whatever piece we don't need of the square after that. So what I'm thinking, where's my snipping tool? So rough guess, this will come up like this way, and then this piece will be erased or deleted or removed or whatever. That way, the side pieces will scoop with the chamfer and can be popped off when needed. Let's see, radar says, which of course makes it longer to work on. What do you mean? Let's see, when I printed the cosplay knife, I first did it in one go, and it didn't end well. I printed the 2 sides with dowels and epoxied them, and it turned out pretty solid. Yeah, there's let's see, a few episodes back, I think maybe episode 16, I got together with Tiger, and we did some signs for some Christmas gifts. But at the end, there's like a little bonus video. I had 3D printed a horse in 3 parts and glued it together. But then, since I was at Tiger's place, he wanted to show off his horse, which was life size and in 30 pieces all glued together. So a lot of times, to get the really nice, print that you're expecting, it does help to do multiple pieces and combine them in the end. So plus, like I said, if I can remove these side pieces whenever I want, right? So this one would come up this way, and that would be down there, and that would be down there. So if I'm working on a smaller piece, I could take the side pieces off as well. So I think that'll work well to do 3 pieces. And then I can figure out some kind of connecting mechanism on the back here, like I was talking about the wings with the nut and bolt or something. So, hey, Stinger, I think you missed it earlier, but there's a YouTube app for the Switch, and I'm actually using my Switch as the secondary monitor to make sure things look like what I expect on the stream. So, since I'm hanging out in the garage, I don't have my secondary monitor here. Anyway, just wanted to show you that. I know you've got a Switch. You may want to get the YouTube app if you want to check stuff out. If you're, watching videos or whatever. Okay, let's see here. Come on. There we go. Let's see. Make this piece yellow. And the colors don't really matter here, but I do like seeing the visual difference, so that I can see that things are aligned properly. See, Radar says it was difficult getting the dowels in the design. Yeah, I can understand that. You definitely have to design for it, right? That's one thing about here in Tinkercad. There are some connectors, and it's got different like locking mechanisms and sockets, and then it's got the holes for all the stuff and all that. So if you have a design, like, you know, we pulled this centerpiece of this hose connector off of Thingiverse, brought it here into Tinkercad, and I could add, you know, all these different holes and connectors to make the pieces work together as well. So it says you have to send that to the printer. It's hard to get just so it fits right. That's true. You know, and you can also sand it down a little bit, and you know, there's all kinds of mechanical reasons why it might not work, right? Because especially on the lower layers with the squish and all that kind of stuff. 3D printing is fun stuff. It can be frustrating stuff at times too. Let's see. So we made this 2 millimeters thick. So I'm going to do the same here. Go to, whoops, wrong one. Go to 2. And this was a 50 by 50 square. So that's going to be 50. Align this. Wrong piece. Undo. There we go. Let's see. Stinger says the new TBS SmartCast 2, 6 devices or methods to fritter away my life. Yeah. It's kind of funny. I have like a Fire Stick here in the garage, Fire Stick in the office, a Fire TV in the bedroom. You know, Switch. I've got 2 phones in here right now. I'm using one as a camera. Then I've got my regular phone. You know, a couple of laptops, a Linux laptop, this Windows 10 laptop, a Chromebook, plus my desktop. You know, it's interesting how many different devices you can end up on your network. Plus, you know, don't forget whatever smart devices. You know, I actually have some scenes set up where I can just turn all the lights off and on, and, well, not all. I've got this lamp here right now turned on, and the regular garage light, but I've got a bunch of lights on smart plugs in here in the garage. So it's you don't really think about it. It's like you know, whenever our house flooded with Harvey and we pulled everything out, we had to replace all the doors. So we pulled all the doors out, and in the middle of our yard was this huge pile of doors, and I was like, are those just our doors, or did the neighbors put their doors in our pile? Why are there so many doors here? But then when you think about it, it's like every room in the house, every closet, the bathroom, you know, hall closet, pantry door. There's a lot of doors in a house. Just like there's a lot of wireless devices on networks these days. It's crazy. Let's see. Tiger says, so design your red tray thicker as a complete unit. Use the center thing to make a hole in the red thing. It'll snap together onto the center piece. Use the center thing to make a hole in the red thing right here. Oh, you mean make a center piece and then use this gray piece to make a hole? I'm not sure I follow what you're saying there. Let's see here. Because what? Let me do that. Oh, yes. Okay, I did follow what you said there. Well, but if this was the hole, wouldn't the square piece and the existing hole inside of it need to be solid? Or I'd need a reverse of this to make the hole, and then do a solid piece and use that hole to make a hole. How many holes does it take to make a hole? Hmm. I'm not sure um, that I follow that exactly. I right clicked by accident. Come on. I don't think that was quite what I wanted. Close. That might work. Let's see. Okay, Tiger says, dupe the center, make it antimatter. Apply onto red tray. It will remove the center and notch the red, so the red will snap on it. Only the overlap matters. Only top overlap matters. Okay, let me think about this. So let's pretend this stuff. Well, let's see. Let me grab the red ones too. All right. Trying to follow what you said there, Tiger. So let me grab all this. I'm gonna lock that and hide that for now. So you're saying, whoops. Oh, that's not at all what I wanted. Hello there. So you're saying I need to make these red pieces like 5 millimeters thick. And go ahead and go to 150. My snap needs to be back. And then like go to the outer edge. I know there's like a 30-second delay. So stop me if I'm not doing what you're meaning. Where's the end? There's the visual stuff. You're on track. All right. Duplicate that one. Align them. Make one of them a hole. and then join the hole and the two red pieces. Okay, so that was, this one needs to shift there. Did I grab the hole? Yeah. I grabbed the object that is a hole. That wasn't better. Never mind. Just never mind. I did not grab the solid object. So you mean like that? Is that what you're saying? And then add the other pieces, and that can just slide in. Because this would just slide right in there like that. That makes a lot of sense. Thanks, Tiger. You know, there's a reason that I rely on Tiger for a lot of things, and why he's been a guest on the show a couple of times. He really knows what's going on. He's got the good ideas. Yeah, so maybe what I need then is have it slide in from the front and add a notch on the back side to hold it in place or something. So what did I make that? 5. Go back to the basic shapes. 5. Oops, not that one. 50. Okay, so yeah, I need to make the whole tray first and then cut the hole out. Gotcha. That makes too much sense. And that'll also help because the chamfer of this can be what holds it into place. Because it's got the angle there and it would just slide right in. Man. So, welcome to episode 23 of Tiger Makes the Best Stuff. And Jeremy just executes on it. It's a long name for a show, but, you know, it's what we have. I don't know why I keep losing my camera. There we go. Okay, cool. So I tell you the next thing that's going to happen after I design this and print it and test it and it works, I'm going to print one for Tiger as well. That is definitely in the cards. All right, let's see. So that's 50, and this needs to be 50. Whoops, that was distance. Not distance, width. That's 50. Ooh, all of a sudden I just got chilled. It's kind of cold in here. We had a couple of warm days. I think it got up to 80 on Tuesday. But it's back in the 50s now, I think. It was 52 earlier. Oh, just send you the STL. Yeah, I know. You've got how many printers now? 4, if you count the Ender you're putting at the school. Let's see here now. Still want this to be at an angle though. Oh, you know what? instead of doing a flat base, yeah, radar, what was it, minus 50 or something last week? Here I'm complaining about 100 degrees warmer. What if instead use the rounded roof? Whoops, where did it go? And 80 degrees there, 90 degrees there. 50, 50. And duplicate. One of them all whole. And make that what? These are 5. So this would be 45, 45. And how tall is this? This is 10. So this would be 5. What is going on? That doesn't feel right. My hole doesn't feel right. Let's see. Tiger says, I may buy a new vacuum just to use your design. It's our design. You know, everybody here is helping. Oh, no, that's not quite right because the hole is going to need to slant. So let me get this one lined up first. Maybe the hole doesn't need to slant. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, just a little more. That angle is just a little too much. Oh, because it's an angle, it needs to be longer than 50, right? Because, yeah, it needs to be a little bit longer. So, like 50. Ooh, that's the wrong one. Undo. Yeah. There we go. All right. And angle this down just a little more. That's pretty close. There. Yeah, make it a little longer again. 58. Back that in that way. Make sure it's not poking through yet. Looks a wee bit low. Yeah, just a bit, but I want to get this end lined up as best as possible. A little more depth in there. And then rotate. Just a little bit more. Come on. Why are you sticking? Okay, there we go. Right. Oh, so close. So close. I was gonna say just trying to inch it in there, but it's not even inches. It's less than a millimeter. Oh man. Let's see. So that end is closer, but now this end is wacky. So if come back here just a little, and then lift the whole piece some more. Oh, that's like right there. Come on, man. And I don't like this flattened piece here. I want that to be further in, like there. I think that's going to be hanging out inside here too, though. But I can do a couple of cuts of that piece and make it work out. This end is so close. Radar says, worry about the middle connect point. Yeah, this section right here is what I'm mostly concerned about. I want there to be enough material so that this chamfer will just notch in. So I'm gonna have to cut some of it off from this side, and then yeah, I can square off the end up there too. Let's see if I do this. Make this all realign it here. And now grabbing the hole, selecting the non-solid, combining there. That I don't think that did what I wanted. No, it didn't. I know what I'm trying to do. Let me grab another. So how to explain this? I'm taking the middle piece, copied it, made it into a hole. I'm going to add another solid. Combine those two so that I have the negative, and then turn that piece into a hole and take that away from the light blue piece. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Hopefully this will work. Let's see, I'm gonna make this brown. And get this over here. And this way. This doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a little helper piece. And let's see. Let me switch this to 5 millimeters, and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoops, 10, I think. So I want this to line up just enough that it's covering that edge right there. It's kind of hard to see what's going on there. Let me see if I temporarily make that a solid again. Purple. Yeah, right, like there. And I'm going to do another hole here real quick. Hopefully this will make sense. Just trying to get some proper manipulation here. Okay, so I'm going to combine those two. That's going to cut that back out. And now I'm going to grab the purple one, turn it back into a hole, and grab the brown one. Combine those two. So now I'm just going to shift this up so you can see it for a sec. This should have the negative, right? With this angle here. So I'm going to turn this into a hole, slide the blue guy back over, and combine those two, and it'll shave off anything sticking out on the other side of the centerpiece. If that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. I think it does. So turn the brown to a hole. Put this back on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope, must have been 9. So now combine that one with the hole. Whew. Now see if we get that visual artifact again. Yes. Tiger says very well done. Thank you. I wasn't sure how to explain it, but I knew what I needed to do there. Ooh, we've only got 10 minutes left. So crank this out real quick. So question to the group. Should we put another hole here at a curve? So instead of a flat surface, it's more of an angled surface, kind of like this is here. Well, or that as that appears to be. It looks like it kind of scoops out to the edge. What do you think about that? Is that something we should try here? I'm not sure if I can get all the angles and everything lined up the same way. And I don't know if it would actually benefit anything. Any and all thoughts are welcome. See, Radar says he thinks it would help. Less friction. Sure, that makes sense. Combine those two and see what happens. That might be all right. I want that to be. I either want this to be like another 5 millimeter thick thing at the end, or have the hole go the entire way. If it's another 5 millimeter piece, 5-ish, that would make a nice square. Not necessarily flat, but at least the last little bit would be flat. So it could actually sit flat, you know, like these, they're flat if you get to the right angle of it, right? So I don't know. Back in your hole. I think that'll be okay. I want to get that like right up to the edge. Yeah. It doesn't matter since it's a catch. It's not going against the surface. Yeah, that's a good point. But aesthetically, having the same 5 millimeter thickness around the edges, I think would look okay, right? At least some consistency. Oops. Oops. Nope. What was that? Oh, that's the absolute outside edge, right? I should have wrote down at what angle I put that. That's one thing I always forget to do is like if I start rotating things around, I never write down the angles. But clearly I should. Minus 15 looks good. I just want to slide this in here. Get that backside about lined up. And then make sure that hole is about there. So it'll be some semblance of a similar thickness. That's not right though. Because this actually needs to line up with the outside. Which is there. Right. There. That's as good as it's going to get. Which also means I'm glad I have this piece here at the proper angle. Well, I mean, I got to go back. Minus 15, right? And I'm going to close off this back side, turn it into a hole, and join it with the blue piece as well. It's going to be like just perfect. Whoops. Right there. Okay. Turn this into a hole. And now I'm going to combine this piece with that hole. I'll make the scoop. And then that piece with this hole. Shear the edge flat. That's not much of a scoop, but there is a scoop there. I feel like that could have been deeper. Get that on the outside edge first. Outside, make that deeper. Not that deep though. Oop, that was too much though, because of the other side there. The side that's got to hold the chamfer in. Well, maybe I don't want to change that depth after all. That'll just be, that's good enough. Combine those two. All right, so now, do I have two pieces here? I don't think so. I need to make another copy and make a hole. Good snap back on. Align. One of them, make a hole. And combine it with that piece. Well, first, I'm going to duplicate that piece, mirror it that way, this way, that way. There we go. Okay, click it, don't drag it. And align it over here. So the outside piece is there, those pieces, well, let me start with the hole to make sure I got the right piece. Okay, the hole, the outsides, the hole, this side scoop, that side scoop, two sides, combine. So now, that's close. Got some strange side effects on the inside curves there. I think I can work that out though. But basically, that'll just slide and snap on. And print the two separate pieces. So undo. I think I need to do the thing where I make a hole out of a hole again to trim off those pieces. So one thing that's great about Tinkercad, oops, is like I did just a second ago. What just happened? I can grab everything, make a duplicate copy of it. I'm going to move over here, and I'm just going to lock it. So now if I screw this up, I've got another copy back here that I can bring back. So let's see. There is blue sticking through there. That's not good. Just make another square here. I know this inside piece is 50 by 50. The width side doesn't matter because I'm only dealing with these pieces. But that's going to be smaller because of the chamfer. And it's where the chamfer starts where the issue is. Right, so I don't want to just like crank it on there. Well, I don't know. Let's see what that does. Let me grab the hole and the green piece and combine, and then turn the green piece into a hole and grab the two blue pieces and combine. Still have some blue showing. Just bump that a little wider. Try it again. There's less blue showing. It didn't cut through on that side. Right about there. Oh, you know what? It's crazy. Yeah, it should just be 50, right? Because that's the width, and then I can align it. And that should be enough. That should work. Oh, it's so close. But I think that means if I make this like 54 and then realign, 54 may have been too much. I'm having second thoughts on that now. But let's see. Yeah, now it's getting wacky. Let's see. Okay. I think what I need to do, this is pretty close. I'm going to make this 50 by 50. And how tall was this piece? 50. Okay. That was distance, not height. And I'm going to align it with this one. I'm going to copy that real quick. And also align that here. One of those, make it a hole. Have this. Make sure that's the hole. This. Align there. It's weird. That should have been just a cube. $50 by 50 by 50. Going to align it with the centerpiece. Should grab the hole. I need this to be in line with it, but oh, that's okay. Let me go to 0.01. Nope. 0.02. 0.03. I'm trying to see the bottom of the circle. Oops. So I can grab it. All right. Combine those two. Turn this one into a hole. I have the negative negative again. Grab the blue sides. Combine those. Oh, finally, I think that's going to work. Let's see if I slide this out. Those two are solid pieces with a little lip. It's going to catch that chamfer. The bottom has some strange stuff going on, but as long as it prints, it'll be fine. And this will slide right in and just snug into place. I think that might work. Let's see. I see still got 5 people watching. I'm one of them here, right? Because I've got the chat open. So 4 other people. What do y'all think? Do you think this is gonna work out? Is this gonna print? Why isn't this grouping? Oh, because it's 2 pieces, not 3. Change this to a nice blue color. That's not exactly how I envisioned it originally. But I think that's going to work. And I think I am going to leave the sides on here for now. Because next I need to make a connector for it to slide onto the rod, right? I mean, I've got to figure out what kind of a rod to use, like this here. Revamped Outdoors suggested using electrical conduit because you can bend it pretty easily and it holds shape. So that would be pretty cool. You know, could have it be a square base or something, and then it comes up and over. And it could have length the same width as the lathe so that it could slide along with it if I need to. Yeah, I think that might work out. So, you know, it's a little after 10, part of the new year. I'd said, you know, going to try to keep to a pretty strict schedule. Switch back over here. So I'm about to call this a night. Let me walk you over to the lathe, though, and kind of show you what I'm working on here. And I think I need to switch microphones, too. Let me see if this will work. Hello. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna try to. I don't know how much you'll be able to hear because the microphone is on the laptop. But if I take the camera over to the lathe, let's see. Let me unhook a few things here. All right. Let me grab this off the stand. All right, bear with me here. A little shaky cam action. All right, let's see. Come over here and show you the machine we're working on. I think you can hear me. Bringing the laptop with me here. All right. So, got this nice large lathe here, and upgraded to the Nova Chuck 30th anniversary G3 something something. Got a couple of different sets of jaws, so it can hold different pieces really well, different sizes. This is the pin jaws. I've been using it the most recently. The banjo here, the tool rest, this particular one actually came with an extension. So if I wanted or needed to, try not to be too shaky with you, I could put this extension in, and it allows flexibility, more flexibility over movement and stuff, and lining the tool rest up properly. And on top of that, the motor end here will actually rotate out up to 180 degrees. So if I'm doing something bigger than the 12 inches I can do right here, I can rotate it out and do 16, 18, 20. I don't know how big I could go. I guess as much room, and as long as it stays steady. But then we were talking at the beginning about a tool rest that could fit on here in between, just like the not a tool rest. This is the tool rest, but a tool holder that could fit here on the track, on the base, and just slide as needed along with this as well. Most likely that would need to go on the other end of the tailstock, but anyway, just kind of thinking about different stuff. One thing I do want to do, like I said, I've been shooting some video out here. The camera sits up nicely on the stand right over here and looks down onto the lathe at a pretty good angle. If yep, there you go. So that's got a nice shot of the work area. So and I've got the you saw in the background the belt sander and table saw and miter saw and a scroll saw, a bunch of different things playing with, doing some projects and stuff. Don't really know what videos may come in the future, but I definitely want to work in some woodworking in a couple episodes. Jeremy makes stuff. So I'm going to continue cranking away on this lathe accessory. Hopefully I can get a nice rest of the setup done. Some sort of locking hinge pieces or whatever to connect to some kind of a pipe. Maybe I could turn down a piece of wood to be the stand it attaches to. But next week, next Thursday, we'll be back on part 5, I believe, of the Wi-Fi controlled piano player, working with the ESP8266 and the control interface for that, some web service type stuff, and figuring out what all we need to do there to actually control the Arduino from the ESP8266. So thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please like the video, subscribe, share it, all that stuff. If not, that's fine too. If you have any comments or questions, please post them here. If you didn't like what I was doing, let me know. If I was doing something stupid, tell me what you think. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. And it's all about learning and showing the real process too. This is all live right now. If something happened, you would see it. Which is kind of why I'm a little leery of doing some live stuff with some of the power tools too, because you got to stay focused on what you're working on when working with the tools. Got to respect the tools. But anyway, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Man, all kinds of people came by tonight. Tiger and Radar and Stinger and Sajesh. Who else? That might have been it. There might have been some lurkers too. I don't know. We get some of those sometimes. But thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you next time. And we are out of here. Bye.